We've all praised Rockstar at one point or another since they weren't a woke, politically correct company. They always push the boundaries with their games, even if it would cause controversy, and they just created what they knew people would like to play in a game. But it's 2021, and no companies are safe from cancel culture and social media outrage, so it's no surprise a company creating controversial content would change their stances and start to tone down their games, and that's exactly what's happening with Grand Theft Auto, a series known for being edgy. But before we get into the topic at hand, if you enjoy the content that I create, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Follow me on social media like Twitter or mine so that you can see when my content is posted. And if you do really enjoy the videos and the live streams that I create, please consider becoming a Dark Titan via Patreon for just $1 a month or supporting via memberships. All of the links are in the description, and of course, I do really appreciate all of the support. So I wanted to reference a couple of different articles here, one from comicbook.com and one from Niche Gamer, but this one was originally posted back in August, and I wanted to reference it because at this point the GTA Trilogy hadn't been announced yet, we didn't know anything about it, but all of the claims in this report are true. It says GTA Trilogy remake reportedly making content changes for modern audiences. Back when this initially came out, a lot of people didn't really believe it because we're talking about Grand Theft Auto. Why would they suddenly start to tone down Grand Theft Auto's content, especially re-released content? But unfortunately, again, it's 2021 and companies don't really care what fans want, they just do what they think is best for their bottom line. It says a new report claims Rockstar Games is re-releasing GTA San Andreas, Vice City, and GTA 3 as one pack under the name GTA Trilogy later this year via the Nintendo Switch, PS4, PS5, PC, Xbox One, Series X, and mobile phones. At the moment of publishing, it's unclear if the trio of re-releases are going to be remasters or remakes, but early details suggest that they will be somewhere in between those two things. That said, since this initial report, other sources have chimed in with a few more illuminating tidbits. For example, Jamatsu has since relayed word that they have heard there will be some content changes to make the game more suitable for modern audiences, and this is a shame to hear, because Grand Theft Auto is a franchise known for being edgy and putting out controversial content. These developers have always just created what they wanted to make, and that's why their games are so popular. Look at Grand Theft Auto 5, that game is still kicking, people still play it, people still talk about it, and people still love it, but now they're changing around the Grand Theft Auto franchise, wanting to be more PC, wanting to, create content that's more suitable for modern audiences, aka censored and toned down. But now we actually know some of the content that's going to be changed. This is a Niche Gamer article. Grand Theft Auto, the Trilogy, the Definitive Edition censors Confederate flag. This is one of the few examples we already have of censorship in this trilogy. It says, a Confederate flag has been censored in Grand Theft Auto the Trilogy, raising questions of other changes. The character Phil Cassidy has appeared across Grand Theft Auto, Vice City, 3, and more. The man claims to be a military veteran who served in the Vietnam War, while other characters claimed he was denied entry into the army, and the character has several stereotypical features of a redneck, and is even called such in his VCBI crime tree record. In Grand Theft Auto Vice City, the character wears a black shirt with a Confederate flag on it. However, players have noticed that this has been replaced with a skull in the trailer for the Trilogy Definitive Edition, and you can see it in our prior coverage of the game's announcement, 33 seconds into the trailer. Over the years, we've seen tons of backlash against Grand Theft Auto, so many people calling for it to be censored and for Rockstar to be cancelled, yet they've never bent the knee to outrage and changed content in their games, yet now they're changing their tune. When games known for being edgy like Grand Theft Auto are being ran by people who are sensitive or want to inject their own personal opinions into a franchise, or when companies grow afraid of cancel culture, we all basically know they're going to be ruined. Sometimes companies make small changes over time so people don't give up on the company's next projects, and sometimes they just do a complete 180 and change everything all at once like Saints Row, but in the end, it's all censorship and companies giving up on what made them popular in the first place, and this is really disappointing to see. Now, scrolling down, there's even more examples of censorship because another Reddit user noted that a sign featuring a woman has seemingly been censored and her cleavage has been covered. It does say, though, however, it may be other elements of the sign obscuring the cleavage, and such censorship would seem pointless since, of course, you can hire prostitutes in the game. But at this point, I wouldn't put anything past Rockstar. If they're willing to change one or two things in their games, they're willing to change whatever. They don't care. If they really have this vision of changing things to suit modern audiences and being with the times, they could change literally anything in any of these games. Now, when I was looking into this situation, I wanted to see if there was any other censorship news with Grand Theft Auto or if Rockstar had made any new statements on the situation, but apparently there's more GTA censorship news regarding the PlayStation 5 version of the game. So it says the discussion about censorship on the game began, as it often does on Reddit, where one of the users noticed that the new trailer is slightly different from the one that presented the PC version of GTA 5. One detail that didn't escape the sharp eye of a Reddit user is a poster with a scantily dressed woman, which did not appear in the trailer of the refreshed version. Now, as you can see, on the right is the original PC version, and on the left is the new PlayStation 5 version, the scrubbed-down version of this game, apparently, because we can't allow posters of scantily dressed women on the wall, which is not surprising because we are talking about PlayStation here, and they do force developers to censor a lot of their content, but at the same time, you'd think that this would be the least of their worries, and they wouldn't accept Grand Theft Auto 5 at all on their platform if they didn't want content like this, because Grand Theft Auto is a very edgy franchise. It really, really is. And I think that this more so was done by Rockstar because they are trying to change their image right now. So they're slowly but surely trying to tweak things in their games, remove things that they think people won't notice, and then when Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out, it's going to be a basically completely different game. I obviously don't have any proof of that, but we're clearly seeing they're going back to previous content and they're censoring things, they're removing things, which is really disappointing to see happen. Rockstar is known for putting out edgy and controversial content, and now they're focused on changing around things like a flag on a t-shirt, which is absolutely ridiculous. It really makes you wonder what else this trilogy is going to censor and change, but if I want to play Grand Theft Auto, I'm definitely not going to be playing this collection. I'd rather go back and play my old copies of their games. We don't know if the trilogy is going to censor anything else, but if we get any more news on it, of course, I will update you all, but that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed it, please make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.